Hello, folks. This is Tom Prendergast and Douglas Yates with your
Hello, hello.
with your daily briefing. Douglas, what's up?
Well, we've been busy bees, pun intended, working behind the scenes on all this stuff that we've been communicating to you. And like I said, I think a couple updates ago, we're moving to the new server, which that's all ready to go. We're gonna schedule it, let you guys know, and it takes about an hour to 2 hours, and we'll get that done. But in that process, we completely have over tested and tested and tested the email system, and we found out that our unsubscribe process was a little lacking. It didn't give good feedback to the users, and we need to have some updates to be 100% compliant to all the new rules and regulations and such. And so we finished that, and so that's completed too. You can unsubscribe from all our emails, or just the system emails, or just the notifications, or just from the groups. If whatever you want to do as far as you controlling your email. So you have two places to manage that. In your settings, the notifications, you can turn on emails on or off, or just system notifications or nothing. But also the unsubscribe is fully compliant now, which is great. That's exciting. And we're head deep into upgrading the well, I'm going to call it the shopping cart, and to get the apprentice and the program live. And you still can update to Entrepreneur Ones using the old system right now, if you want to take advantage of all the perks that are happening right now, because those will be ending as soon as that campaign is closed. And excited about what we're going to do next week. We got some exciting stuff happening with prepping for the wallet and for the exchanges. I'll send it back to you, Thomas.
Well, thank you very much for that update, Douglas. I think you may have mentioned, or should have mentioned, one other thing. The reason why Amazon has our Amazon mail servers still suspended is because we didn't have that properly set up. So now that makes us compliant, right?
100%. Yeah, that was the last little bit. We've pretty much, if I don't know if you noticed on the bottom of emails now, there's a new message down there saying, that this emails from market.hive.com, and we increased the verbiage there that made us compliant, and then the unsubscribe was the last little part of it.
Well, amen. Praise the Lord to that. What's the goods on AdSense?
AdSense, we still have, there's a lot of traffic coming in that's not nice from the Philippines. We're working on filtering that out to basically people who are buying these bad leads type of systems. We're filtering those out. As soon as I get that done, then we can reapply, and hopefully they'll give us some thumbs up.
That's excellent news. Now, my daily rant. I think we're probably going to have, this is going to probably become a legacy, Tom's ranting. The Entrepreneur One program. Many of you have stepped up, and our Entrepreneur One is increasing. This is really good news. But I want you all to know, I gave you everything for the Entrepreneur One. Once we get past the Entrepreneur One, and we got the revenues coming in from the apprentice program, which I guess, Douglas, you can talk about that in a minute. And the revenues start to pour in from the AdSense. I want to say Amazon. I'm sorry. I have brain damage. I literally do. It's documented. That the Entrepreneur One will be phased out. Now, why do I rant about the Entrepreneur One? It is for you, the early adopters of the system. Yeah, we may be 4 years old in our beta, but we're still in beta. We're not far away from it. Beta will officially end when we launch the wallet, which that's not very far away either. That may very well be this month. We don't make promise, but we do say we are projected to launch the wallet this month. And I want it launched. But when we do all of that, The Entrepreneur One program is going to come to an end. So why do you want this Entrepreneur One program? It will give you an advantage on every cottage industry money machine we build, like the banner exchange, which there's no such thing as a banner exchange on the internet anywhere except us. We are leading edge innovators. We have some really amazing gambling systems in the wing that's going to come in, rewarding systems, gamification. I can't even tell you. You won't even recognize Market Hive in a year from now. But Entrepreneur One, the banner exchange program, that means all the impressions that Market Hive gets, all of our traffic that comes pouring in, those represent impressions. Somebody comes to Market Hive and that page shows up because they clicked on a link to come there. That's an impression. They click on another link and that's another impression. If you look at our stats, on the average, most people who come to Market Hive go to 6 to 10 different pages. Our bounce rate is like one of the lowest in the nation. The time people spend on our site is somewhere between 15 minutes and an hour. Now, these are stats. That puts us in the top 0.0001%. That puts us almost on par with systems like LinkedIn and Twitter. Now, when you think about that, and as we grow and have more subscribers coming in, those impressions become more valuable. The only people who can sell these impressions are not even Market Eye gets to sell them. You sell them as an Entrepreneur One. You have the exclusivity to your share of all the impressions. And you get to run your own banner. So think of it this way. If you were over at the Warrior Forum or Cointelegraph or HODL or what's it called? IBO Toolbox and all the other types of sites. There's no way in the world you'd be able to run a banner every day for $100. It'll cost you thousands of dollars. Thousands. But with the Entrepreneur One program, you get that banner and you get all these impressions that you can turn around and sell. Now, 250,000, it's accurate, right? Doug? Hello, Doug?
Yes, sir.
That's accurate, yeah. That amount of impressions, if you go to like any of the ones I mentioned, like Warrior Forum, it's going to cost you somewhere between $1,800 and $4,000. And I'm giving it away to you for $100. And you could, as we get bigger, those impressions will sell for that kind of money. I have it on good advice that more and more people are selling their banner impressions. They're mentioning that the sales are increasing. I don't know if you have a handle on that or not, Douglas, but that's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, that's the same feedback I'm getting.
Yeah. All right. Now, the next thing we're right on the brink of launching is called the Blast. Now, it's like a Facebook boost. And if you go to Facebook and look at how much it costs to do a boost, to do a blast in Market Hive, which right now, your blast puts your message on every single subscriber's newsfeed. So every subscriber comes in, they're going to see what you posted on your newsfeed. You blasted it. And that's like 250,000 people. As we grow, it'll be more. And as we grow, it'll become more sophisticated. In other words, it'll say, okay, if you want to blast the entire database, if you want to blast 250,000 people on Facebook, it's about 10 grand. So as this matures, as this develops, but we're getting ready to launch it. Probably is going to launch this month too. As a entrepreneur, you get one blast a month for free. You get your second, third, fourth, and fifth blasts at discounts, and you could buy blasts in groups or one at a time, but you're going to pay 50% less than a non-entrepreneur one. Eventually, we will build an exchange for the blast. So a person wants to blast, they can pay our set rate, which is going to be like $50 right now. It's going to be $50. If you're an entrepreneur, it'll be $25. They can go to this when we get the exchange done. That's probably sometime next year. They can go to the exchange and they can bid Well, I'll pay this, and if you're willing to accept that, you can accept it. Another money machine for you, right? Nobody else is going to get this. Only you as an entrepreneur one. Sometime next year, we're going to launch our press release system. Our press release system will work like Cointelegrams does, or Telegraph, where that press release will show up on our front page, which gets massive traffic. That's what Cointelegraph does. It will also publish out to our hundreds of thousands of followers on our social networks, which is what Cointelegraph does. It'll also publish out to a database we're building into our system of 120-some thousand news sites on the internet. And Cointelegraph doesn't do that. It'll also send off an email to the entire database of Market Hive. And Cointelegraph doesn't do that. It'll also put that press release on everybody's news feed. And Cointelegraph doesn't have a news feed because they're not a social network. How much is that worth? Well, you go to like AP Newswire or PR. For you to publish to 12,000 of their news sites, the full package, it's about $500-600. To go to Cointelegraph and publish a press release there, it's, last I looked, it was a Bitcoin, but I think they've dropped the price to $8,000. $8,000, all right? You as an entrepreneur one are going to be able to buy a package of this with discounts up to 50 to 75 to 80% and get one free press release a month as an entrepreneur one. And you'll also be able to buy them in packages, discounts of 50% or more on what our price is going to be, and our price is probably going to be somewhere around $5,000, maybe, or more. And you'll be able to put them up for sale in a similar type of exchange. When we finally get to that point where it's all like that, that's where everybody will go to be able to do a press release. And it'll be a press release 1,000 times better than anything else on the internet. And as an entrepreneur one, you got an exclusivity to it. Can you say money machine number 3? Money machine number 4. Our video advertising. Our video advertising is going to be gamified. So you'll be in the interface, whether you're on your phone or on your computer, and a little like flying video clapboard will come floating across your screen. And you click on it, it's going to drop a little roller. You click on the roller, it's going to go, oh, you're going to get 20 coins, or you're going to get 1,000 coins, or you're going to get 5 coins if you watch this video. So you watch the video comes to an end, and you get paid. Or it'll be the other way around. You watch the video, comes to an end, the roller comes up, you press the roller, that's how many coins you're going to get. Pretty cool, right? That's for people who have published their video. But when they come in to publish their video, there's going to be a cost. There's going to be an exchange. There's going to be an interface. And as an entrepreneur one, you will get huge discounts on what it costs to run a video ad. And there'll be an exchange where people can go to the exchange and bid on running their video ad. And it goes on and on and on. We could be on our 100th money machine cottage industry service that we sell. And as an entrepreneur one, you will get an exclusivity to it and a massive discount on its services. Now, I can't believe there are people who won't do that. I mean, I understand if you don't have the money. I totally get that. That's why I give them away occasionally. That's why we have contests for them. That's why once in a while, when we are in our Sunday conference, I'll just randomly pick somebody and say, I'm giving you an entrepreneur one. That will go on forever. But we also give you an ILP. What's an ILP? It's an initial loan protocol. It is like an assumable loan. It means you can will it to other people, you can sell it to other people, and the way it works is we establish that you gave us or you lent us, basically it's a loan, you lent us X amount of money. If you bought a full ILP right now, they're going for $50,000. So you pay us $50,000. Now you own an ILP. That ILP will earn you one share of about, right now we're at 300 ILPs. We probably will cut it off at 500. We've always told everybody we would definitely not go past 1,000. Let's just say 500. So that's going to give you one share, a full ILP, one share of 20% of market hives net revenue. That means, all companies have what's called hard costs, hard liabilities, salaries, contractions, services, rent, and all that. Not discretionary spending, just the hard overhead. You look at LinkedIn. We could easily be 10% of LinkedIn, easily, with just a halfway decent marketing program. They do $1.5 billion a quarter. So what's $1,500,000,000 divided by 3? That's giving you their monthly, 500,000. They do $500 million a month. Let's say we do 10% of that. So we're at $50 million a month. We take 20% of that. That's $10 million a month being set aside to the ILP program, divided by, let's say we've maxed at 500. That's $20,000 a month per ILP. Now, what's 10% of that? $2,000 a month. So here's the deal with the Entrepreneur One. You get 1/10 of an ILP every 12 months of you paying towards the Entrepreneur One for 10 years. So eventually you'll wind up with a full ILP worth $50,000 at the end of the 20-year loan. There's a what we call a balloon payment, and that balloon payment will be $50,000, or you can extend it again for another 20 years on into infinity. I don't know where you're going to find anything like that. This will never happen in any MLM deal. We're not MLM. We're not even an affiliate program. We're a coin program. Now, the coin side of things. Think about all those services that we have and upgrades. The Entrepreneur One is the exception, but the Apprentice, and then there's another one coming behind that called the Journeyman. There'll be other upgrades for other services and advantages. And all of our advertising and marketing programs means that we, unlike every other coin blockchain out there, not even close to what we're doing here, we have a real ecosystem. That means that our coin is required for our services, and our services are valued in millions and millions and billions of dollars. Case in point, a similar company to us, not social network, just in our services, inbound marketing, sold for $4.75 billion to Adobe not that long ago. Our services are incredibly valuable. And so in Market Hive, a new member comes in and wants to do a press release, and that press release is $8,000 or $5,000, and he only has 500 coins. And those 500 coins don't represent the $5,000. So what's he going to do? He's going to go to an exchange with his wallet and go buy some coins and bring them in so he can do that press release. He's going to want to run banner advertising. So he goes to exchange. He wants to buy 50,000 impressions. He's got to pay $6 per 1,000 impressions or per 100, whatever that equation is. So he doesn't have enough Market Hive coin to cover it, or he has partial. He's got to go to the exchange and buy more coin. Do you know what that means? When your coin has more demand than supply, the price of the coin goes up. I predict that within a year after we launch, our coin will be worth more than $1, probably go somewhere between $10 and $15 a coin, because there's such a demand for the services that we are rendering that you as an Entrepreneur One have an advantage on. And you're getting 1/10 of an ILP. So when we get to that point where we're doing, what was the number? 20 million? Do you remember, Doug?
Yep. That's what he said.
Yeah. When we get to that point, no, it was 50 million a month, I think.
Oh, Sorry about that.
I think what we did was we took 1,500,000,000, divided that by 3. That's 500 million. Multiplied that by we multiply that by 10%, 50 million. Okay, so we're pulling in $50 million a month, and you're 20%. Your share of that 20% of it. As if you're just holding 1/10, that's $2,000 a month. What would $2,000 a month do for you? What would $200 a month do for you? Forever, basically. I mean, 20 years to me is almost forever, and you can extend it again. For $100 a month, this is the Entrepreneur One program. It is an early adopter's advantage. When we're bringing in $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 a month, we don't need to sell the Entrepreneur One anymore because that money's now coming in. We're doing it now so that your faith in us funds us to get there faster. Why should you have faith in us? Why should you have faith in me? Well, I've been at this for over 20 years and never gave up. That should say more than everything you need. You go out there and you look on the internet to see if I'm an honest guy or not. You're going to find a couple of silly comments, but no, you're going to see that I'm the real deal. I have friends that go back 40 years, and they have been my closest friends for over 40 years. If you find somebody who's not reputable, they don't have friends that go back 40 years. They don't even have friends that go back 5 years. Douglas, same thing. We are the best possible founders. And Annette, the same thing. None of us lie. We just don't. We prefer the truth, as bad as it may be. So you've got the credibility. And we're competent. We're educated. We're experienced. We know what we're doing. We have history behind us of great successes. This is a vision. The Lord laid it on me. I love the Lord, that He told me this is what He wanted me to do, and I'm a faithful servant. So He gave me the directions and the command to build Market Hive, and it's taken over 20 years to build it. And I'm willing to hand you the keys to the kingdom for $100 a month in the Entrepreneur One program. Okay, that's my Entrepreneur One rant. Now I got a little campaign. Those of you who are listening, Douglas doesn't even know about this. We're in what I call an era of great flux. We're in a political era where you've seen just massive corruption exposing itself in this election. And you've seen Twitter and Facebook utilizing not only that corruption and their agenda, but they are censoring, they are kicking people off, they have destroyed their credibility. They are corrupt as corrupt could be. Anybody who has eyes to see and ears to listen knows that Facebook and Twitter are under the influence of great satanic forces. And there are millions of people who recognize this, and they're fleeing. They just don't know where to go. They go to Parler. There's some questions about Parler. They got a $50 million investment to build Parler. Nobody knows who that $50 million is. That makes me suspicious. Maybe not you. But here's my point. Market Hive is really close to a full-on launch. We are right at the very beginning of this flux of the destruction of the social network. God's going to just destroy them. You can see it coming. He's going to shatter them into the wind. But what's going to be there to pick up the pieces? So I have a campaign offer to you. All of you who want an extra 1,000 Market Hive coins and can perform as I need you to perform, next Wednesday, I need you to come to Coffee with Tom. What I'm going to discuss is creating a campaign, because there's a lot of YouTube, what do you call them? Not bloggers, but vloggers, vloggers, and Twitter accounts with people who are somewhat celebrities like Kirstie Allen, who are absolutely concerned about this corruption, who are looking for an alternative. I am a lone voice, a lone voice in the crowd. If I can gather up a couple hundred of you, I'll make it worth your time in so many ways to descend upon these systems, like Steve Turley, who has 757 very loyal followers for his broadcasts. He's got a PhD, and He's very pro-Trump. But the point is, what he's doing is he's opening up a subscription to be able to talk to him and have audience with him, to be able to communicate with him, to be able to have interaction. I see an opening. I see an opening in a lot of these. If we can show up in force, if I can be the spokesperson, if I can have all the rest of you descending upon these with a constant message being sent out so they start recognizing the name Market Hive, that I can get audience with some of these people, we could actually bring in hundreds of millions of people into Market Hive. And that tipping point, how do we replace Twitter? How do we replace Facebook? Well, when they discover that Market Hive is a platform where they can come and publish here, and it will still publish on Twitter, it'll still publish on Facebook, it'll still publish on Instagram and all of those, but it's all centralized in a system that's stable, loving, no agenda, a meritocracy, and we are what they are looking for, and I believe that the Lord has had me build this system for this time. So if you feel the calling, next Wednesday at 10 a.m. or at 11 a.m. Mountain Time, it's 12 noon West or 10 a.m. West Coast, then show up, because I think it's time for us to take this to the masses, and that's where it's going to start. Increasing our revenue, then I also have the other side of that equation where I can start running serious advertising and marketing programs. Okay. So Douglas, what's the gimme on the paywall for the boost, the blast, and the upgrade availability of the apprentice program?
Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, that we're head deep into that right now. That's what we're working on. We'll continue to be giving you updates these next few days of how we're progressing, and the blast logic is done, and we're just working on the what I'm calling the shopping cart to make it easier to pay and take advantage of these new features.
Excellent. Well, then I guess I can wrap it up, and make sure that you come to our Sunday meetings at 10 a.m. Central Time. I know that some people say, well, that's just not a good time for me. Could you do it differently, or could you record it, et cetera, et cetera? We're a 24-hour company. We have people in every time zone. I can't please all of you. So I make a lot of sacrifices. A lot for you. This is a small sacrifice for you to make. For you. It's to your advantage to come to these meetings. We're very transparent. You know exactly what's going on. We should have literally tens of thousands of people coming into this meeting. If your future is important, if your financial security is important, if your sovereignty is important. Do you know what I mean by financial sovereignty? To be able to have enough money coming in from a source that doesn't require that you have to live here to get that kind of money. You can live anywhere you want in the world, and you're making enough money to go live anywhere you want. You have what's called financial sovereignty. You can vote with your feet. You don't like where you live. You don't like the politics or the environment. You don't like the bitter cold. You don't like the sweaty heat. You don't like the corrupt government. You don't like your name, whatever. With financial sovereignty, folks, you can go anywhere you want. That's what we're offering you. So come to our Sunday meetings. It's really important for you to do so. Thank you for listening to my rant. Thank you for listening to Doug. And Doug, thank you for coming here in our tour de force.
No problem. Happy to do it.
Well, then I'll say adieu, and we'll talk to you on Sunday, and we'll probably have another recording between then and there. Bye.
Goodbye.